I know that I need to release certain attachments in my life to get to the next stage of my life, but I am struggling a little bit because it's like I'm realizing that the attachment is what brings me so much happiness and comfort, and like being attached to something is what is able to give you like that dopamine hit when you get that thing. And so part of me feels like, what is even the point of getting to the next stage and overcoming these attachments, because it's going to take away some of the happiness that I'm feeling, and it's going to take away these things that bring me joy. Like, for example, I have an attachment to a certain person. It's like part of why I want success is to tell them about it and to be generous with them and make their life better because of it. So although I know that I need to let go of this attachment, it's also like the thing that scares me the most is letting go of this attachment, because I know that attachment is the source of joy in this relationship. Does that make sense? But I was thinking about it. I used to love matchas. I would always look forward to drinking them. It was like my favorite thing ever. And this year I gave up caffeine because of health issues. And now I don't have that matcha to look forward to every day. But instead I look forward to literally everything in my life. And I'm so much happier overall. And I feel like this situation is really similar, where I can't imagine giving up this thing that has been bringing me so much joy and like giving me a will to live, kind of. But the reality is, once I give up that thing, on the other side of this, there's gonna be even more joy than I can imagine, even though it's hard to like comprehend it right now and to even understand where it's coming from. But it doesn't have to come from anywhere. It's really just gonna come from within. And yeah, so now I don't have a matcha to look forward to every day, but I look forward to every single part of my life, and I'm so much happier overall. And sometimes we have to give something up, we have to sacrifice something, and we don't understand why, and it's hard to see how it's going to benefit us in the end. But I mean, I think if you're watching this video, you already know this deep down, and this video is just confirmation of what you know deep down, that you letting go of this thing is ultimately for your highest good, and life is going to become even more beautiful than you can imagine. Sometimes we have to surrender something, we have to give up something to get to that next phase of life and to get a new life. And to become a new person, to have a new life, you have to kill your old one. You have to get rid of it. You have to leave it behind. You can't keep doing what is safe and what is comfortable. And this is like one of the hardest parts of the process. But you chose a new life. You said, this isn't what I want anymore. I want something different. And you have to let things go in order to get there. And there are a lot of passages in the Bible that talk about, if you want to follow God, you will be provided for with everything you need if you follow God fully. But you have to let things go. You have to sacrifice things. You have to leave behind people, family members, loved ones, and that you can't put anything or anyone above God. And it's not about God being a controlling, possessive person. Like, God doesn't have an ego. God doesn't care about being number one in your mind. God isn't like jealous of your loved ones. It's really just that God knows what's best for you. God knows what's best for you better than you know yourself. And your higher self knows what's best for you and knows that it's in your best interest to leave certain things behind, even though your ego and your human self doesn't want to. But you have to follow that higher self above all, above everything else, and surrender and sacrifice things sometimes. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not a part of like any organized religion. I'm more of like a spiritual person. I do think there's a lot of wisdom and truth in all of the different religious texts, the Quran, the Bible, the Gita. And I think a lot of times they get misinterpreted, but I think they're all really saying the same thing. They all have the same themes of love, and I more just believe that we are a part of God. We all are a part of Source. We are all like this God consciousness, and we chose to live these human lives. But whatever religion serves you, whatever religion you feel really connected to, that's great. I think you were meant to believe that in this lifetime. And because you believe it, it is true in your world. But personally, I kind of see them as all being one and all being connected and all having truth to them. And I think that we all are God, and that God is like a part of all of us. But yeah, God is not trying to tell you that you have to put him above everything else and that you have to make all these sacrifices to prove yourself and that it's all a test. It is a test in a way, because it's like, are you the person that is ready to move on to the next phase of your life? And like, are you ready to take on those challenges or whatever it is? I don't think it necessarily has to be like a challenge, but it's like, do you have the necessary traits and skills to become that person to reach the next level? So it's a test in that way, but it's not a test in like God does not have an ego. God is not trying to punish you, trying to make you suffer just to like prove yourself or prove your loyalty. It's really all for your highest good. And God is just trying to help you. Your higher self is just trying to help you and guide you to make the best decisions and to let go of what you need to let go of and let go of what is not serving you and what is not compatible with the new life that you're wanting. But I feel like sometimes it's hard to comprehend that there is something better because we just like logically are like, but if I don't have this thing, then what is even the point of all of it? And like, how am I even gonna feel positive emotions? And this is something I went through a lot earlier in this year. I got really sick, basically became allergic to everything. So I was on a really limited diet. I couldn't use a lot of makeup products. I was allergic to all my clothes. I just had to really be mindful of absolutely everything I was putting in my body. So I can't like go to a spa, do face masks, get my nails done, go to restaurants, which was like really my favorite thing ever. I'm such a foodie, and going to restaurants was one of my favorite things, one of the things that brought me the most joy in life at that time in my life. So as I was suffering and just trying to get through this, trying to get through the horrible symptoms to get to the other side, I was just like, what is even the point of getting to the other side of this? Because I don't have all of these earthly pleasures, all of these things that bring me happiness, all of these things that make life worth living, or that's how I felt at the time. And I'm still sensitive to all of these things, but the reality is I'm happier than ever. Happiness doesn't come from any of those things. It just comes from within. It doesn't need to have a source. You don't need to understand how you're gonna be happy or what is gonna make you happy. Like obviously those things can make you temporarily happy, but there's a deeper level of happiness within this spiritual journey and within letting go of different attachments and letting go of these earthly possessions. It's like you can reach levels of happiness that you can't even comprehend. And yeah, I just remember thinking that, like thinking, what is the point? What is gonna even make me happy anymore? And the reality is now I'm happier than ever and I don't need anything to make me happy. And that's also what's happening right now. I'm thinking, how am I gonna release this attachment when it brings me so much happiness? It brings me so much joy and positive emotions, and I don't want to get rid of this attachment because I don't want to lose all those positive emotions and not have access to them anymore. But the reality is, on the other side of this, I will be even happier than before and even happier than I can imagine without this attachment and without any attachments. And I feel like heaven and hell really exist on earth. I mean, I think there are different realities that are maybe like higher vibrational and stuff, but I don't think you have to really work your way to get to them. I think we get to choose whatever the fuck we want to do. I think you chose to have a human experience. You chose to have specifically this human experience, and heaven and hell are things that you can experience within this human experience. I like truly felt like I was in hell the beginning of this year. I was in such a dark place. Like it literally felt like a different dark reality. Like sometimes in my dreams I'll like astral project to really dark realities. I don't know how to explain it, but it just like has a really dark energy. And that's really how I felt earlier this year. I felt like I was in a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. And that was just like the product of my own thoughts spiraling and being so caught up in my own anxieties and fears. But that was necessary for me to really face my demons and really realize a lot of things about myself and change a lot of habits in my life. That was really a necessary part of the process, but I also see how it was of my own creation. And I think if you're watching this video, I think you're about to enter heaven. Like you're about to enter this new reality that is even more amazing and beautiful than you could even imagine or comprehend. That just feels so different, has such a different energy, just filled with happiness and connection and love and prosperity, and having everything you ever need because you are just listening to your higher self, you're listening to God, and you're being provided for with everything that you need. And you'll just get to focus on you and enjoying life and being happy and serving others and really fulfill what you came here to fulfill in this lifetime. But yeah, I think it's like we talk about heaven not being on earth because it's when you're able to release the earthly possessions and you're able to let go of these attachments that most humans have. And when you're able to transcend that, that's when you can really experience a different, really beautiful, really different life. I would love to read your comments and connect with all of you and hear about what's going on in your life. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. It really helps. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video.